Hello, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome as you're joining. Let's start by holding a finger. Just let your hands guide you to whichever finger you like to hold. Can be any of them. And let's just, as people are coming in, we'll just start by holding a finger. So today I wanted to really just go over the locations, keeping it very simple and just feeling and experiencing what the safety energy locations or the locations are for us. And because they are not really points, some people think they are points. And I say sometimes, Jin Shin is like acupuncture without needles. And in a sense, it's true because within each location, there is a center, but they are really areas and they're the size of the palm of your hand. So they're about 3 inches in diameter. So they're big. So even if you're not, even if you're in the general area, it will still work. And so that's what I wanted to explore with you today. And that also means that really we can practice the art anytime, and it's for everybody. So it's not some kind of magical thing where you place your hands and you're doing all these tricks and flows and then all of a sudden your body is completely healed. It's a process and it's really within our own bodies. So let's hold the other side and just taking a breath. So jinshin is really as simple as that, and anybody can do it anywhere, anytime, really. And of course, if you want to become a practitioner, there's always more to learn. But sometimes I talk to groups and they don't know anything. They don't know anything about it. They're completely new to energy healing or any form really of self-care. So it's a nice place to start, is getting to know the locations. And a lot of people really love safety energy location 1, which is located on the inside of the knees here. So let's place our hands there. I'm just going to turn this a little. And so location number 1 is on the inside of the knee. And so just placing your hands there and just feeling around a little bit. How does the right side feel? How does the left side feel? Do you feel anything? You can also go a little bit higher. Basically, just place your hands where they fall on the inside of the knees. And you're probably exactly right, because location 1 can be more in the back, it can be more on the side, or it can be more towards the front. So just feeling that and taking a few breaths here on the 1. The 1 is the prime mover, allowing us to move forward. So do you feel a difference between the right and the left side? Finding your location number 1, and it will feel different for everyone. Number 1 helps the exhale. It helps energy to move down the body. So if there's a project above the waist, 1 is dynamic. 1 allows for energy to descend. So it, for example, helps our digestive system. That helps headaches. So it's powerful. So if you are sitting at a dinner and you're waiting between courses and you want to digest, you can just simply hold your wands. Or after a meal, you can simply hold your wands. That's how simple it is. Wow. So each of the locations, they have a meaning. 1 is called the prime mover. And it has a universal meaning. The universal meaning, and I'm reading here from The Art of Jin Shin, creating movement on both the physical and emotional planes. So while we're holding 1 and you begin this movement, it allows for our emotions to move. It allows for our physical body to move. So if you are a procrastinator, then 1 can be helpful. See somebody laughing. If you're stuck emotionally, the one will help to move your emotions and harmonize them. So now maybe if you feel your one again and a little bit deeper, maybe one side really talks to you. Does one side talk more than the other side to you? Yes? Or do you feel a difference? Yeah. So it starts to surface what's going on. So we're becoming aware of our bodies. We're becoming aware of our locations and what they mean and how they feel to us. So for me, it really now is very clear which one is more in need. And so let's leave our hand there, and then the other hand will place it on the upper arm. Okay. So, and then take some inventory. Does that make sense? Do you have some tightness or stress on this side of the body? If you're on the right side with your hand of the upper arm on the right side, harmonizes daily stresses, and the left side more older stuff, more older projects. So with high 19 and opposite high 1, we give stuck energy a place to go. All right, so probably since you're holding this side, you have more stress on this side of your upper body, because we know innately where to go. We know innately where to go, and that is always right. That's our innate wisdom. So this hold harmonizes the heart and the lungs, the respiratory system. And just feeling on the 19 a little bit. So the high 19, a lot of energy pathways that move through the high 19. The lung flow moves here on the back. If we turn this around here, we have the heart flow. We have the diaphragm flow. We have the lung flow moving through here. And on the back also, we have all these energy pathways. So just by simply holding high 19 and opposite high 1, we're helping so many different things. And let's just take a few more breaths here, dropping your shoulders. So just this one simple hold is so dynamic. And now let's move our hand from the high 19 to 19. So with the high 19, we opened up the chest line, and now with the 19, we're opening up the waistline. And let's hold the other 19 as well for a moment here. So 19 brings about leadership, owning your own strength. And that can be very important, whatever you do in your life, for yourself, being with others, if you're, in meetings, it's important to be secure in yourself and be present. And that's what 19s gives us. It clears the waistline, and the waistline connects the heavens and earth, right? So we as human beings are living in the center. It balances our ego, and the ego sometimes has a good important role, right? When we have to speak, when we take on certain roles, it's important that we have a strong ego. But in another way, ego can be something we don't need when we want to push ahead, when our mind gets in the way, when we don't trust the natural cycle. And so that's when the 19s will help. They calm our mind and they connect spirit and body. 19s harmonize our digestive system. So this is great for elbow projects. So clearing the 19 and finding your 19. You may have some tenderness on the little finger side or on the thumb side. So you can place your fingers right in there. And again, dropping the shoulders. So do you feel your hands getting a little warmer? Do you maybe feel a pulsation? That's all energy movement. And it's important to go back to us. When we listen for energy, our mind begins to calm. It's like a meditation. It is a meditation when we listen for energy. When we practice meditation, sometimes we have a mantra, and that distracts us from other thoughts. And so does listening to our pulse or exploring to feel what's going on in our bodies. So with high 19, we're clearing the chest line. With 19s, we're clearing the waistline. And then now let's hold our 17. Another very, very powerful, very simple location, harmonizing our hip line. And 17 calms our nervous system. So 17 is located right here at the wrist bone. And again, feeling your location on your body. You can also feel the difference between right and left. See if you can bring awareness to which one feels more in need or where it feels more comfortable for you. Maybe you feel a pulsation coming right to the surface. So this very simple location 17, like I said, it calms our nervous system, it calms our nerves. It also helps the heart, because the heart pathway is here, right? Here. So if you have heart projects, you can go right into to that heart line. But even if you feel you've had a lot of meetings, you want to rest, you want to deeply relax your body, just holding your 17 for a couple of minutes is dynamic. And I'm holding it up now, but by all means, place it on your legs like this. And I'm just wondering if you're feeling any warmth coming from your hands. That's energy moving. So whenever we practice Jin Shin, the energy begins to move down the front of our body with the exhale and up the back with the inhale. This cycle of breath. So number 17. Let's see what it says in the book here. 17, intuition. So it allows for our intuition to come out. And intuition is so important. That's what we practice when we start. I invite you to hold the finger. Which finger do you naturally go to? We know when I give someone a session, I know where to go before they tell me anything, or even before I listen to their pulses or anything. Like, we innately know where to go. So 17 allows that to come forth, which we all have inside us anyway. Ultimately, these are just tools to become one with the breath. Dropping your shoulders again. Nice. So if you're sitting anywhere and you feel a little annoyed, or you feel some anxiety coming up, you can just simply hold this and nobody will notice. Bring some awareness to your breath and it will shift your energy. That's how much power we have in our hands. And then from 17, we can go to 18. And 18 is located right here. And 18, meaning peaceful mind, peaceful mind. So 17 and 18 are dynamic. You can even hold them together. Place your fingers on 17 and your thumb on 18. Yes. And you can place them back on your lap. Or you can explore 18 by itself. How does it feel different, the right side and the left side? Maybe one is a little puffier than the other side. 18 harmonizes also our respiratory system. Lung flow moves through 18. And 18 is wonderful to fall asleep because it's peaceful mind. And if we have a hard time falling asleep, or if you wake up in the middle of the night, our mind can go like crazy and you want to go back to sleep and you want to calm your mind. So 18 is really helpful for that. Insomnia, calming the mind. 18 clears the head. So you can see if you want to hold 17 and 18 together, exploring your body is so important. Getting to know your own body and knowing what feels good for you. And then you can practice that. You can never go wrong with that. That is always right. We can trust that. I just hold the other 18 just to see what that feels like. And again, it's the whole area. So finding your 18, you can place your fingertips here. I'm holding the whole thing like that. That feels good right now. Nice. And you can share Jin Shin with a friend. You know, give them some of these gifts that we all have in our bodies anyway. Then, of course, favorite one is 11. Just holding our 11s for a moment. 11 allows for us to unloading. And don't we all need some unloading sometimes from all the stuff that's going on in our lives? Work, jobs, family, kids, dogs. Well, they give us a lot of peace, but digestive, doctors, life, news, all of these things we can unload with holding the 11s. So that's really a very important one and a favorite one. 11s also clears the hip line. It helps the hips. So again, there's no right or wrong with Jin Shin. Anybody can practice. And sometimes you see or you can feel that one side is more up. So that's the side that you may want to work on then. So these are some of our wonderful locations that we're working with. We had a nice chat with Philomena Dooley this weekend, Saturday. She's my teacher. She has been my teacher for 35 years. And we were talking how important it is to go back to the simplicity of the locations. And rather than all the philosophy and technique, so that we can use it. That's why it really was created, this art. So that we will use it, that we can use it for our bodies to heal. So let's finish by choosing a mudra. I like the middle finger, but if you know the other ones and you have a favorite one, please use it.